Good morning, everyone. Pete Cohen here. It is Monday, the 19th of February, and I'm delighted to be here this morning to share with you some incredibly powerful information to help you be the very, very best that you can be. And I'm so excited to share this information with you. And I really do believe from the bottom of my heart that this information today is going to be life-changing for some people. And I would ask you to share this because people are looking for the Holy Grail, right? People are looking for the answers. People often ask, I've been asked this before, have you found the opportunity that's going to take care of you and your family for the rest of your life? Some people say, I didn't know I was supposed to be looking. Some people are looking for the answers just to be happy and to be fulfilled in life. And I believe that there are answers to these things. And the answer is, obviously, it's you. You have the power, you have the capability. And what I want to share with you today is how you can control something which affects so many of us, and that's our impulses, impulsively doing things that we wished that we didn't do. But let's start off today. Let us know where you are in the world right now. We'd love to know where you are, what part of the world you're in, and maybe even give us one word to describe how you're feeling. Thank you for being here. We've got an ever-increasing load of people watching on Instagram because I have a camera here, and Instagram as I have a camera here. And it's my delight to be able to serve you. Hopefully you might be able to take some notes this morning. But what I'm going to do over the next 10 to 15 minutes is really share with you a tool that you can start to use immediately to take control of your impulses. And it's something everybody has. It's not something that everybody talks about, but everyone has them. And I think we are more triggered to act on our impulses more than we probably ever have been in our entire lives. So like I say, it's my privilege that you guys are here. I would love it if you could share this because, our goal is simple. We want to empower the lives of 100 million people around the world. And we've got people from all over the world coming in here right now. So thank you for being here. It's not half term anymore. I think for most people, normal service is renewing. I'm just going to start in a minute. It's only just gone 7 o'clock. I can see more and more people coming into the broadcast. So if you think about this, what is the difference between you now, who you are, and the person that you want, to be? What is the difference? What is the difference that is going to make the difference? And because today is such an important day, I believe, in this information that I'm going to give you, I really want to make sure that I cover off everything that I wanted to discuss with you today, because this is our free broadcast. This is available to everyone. Most of you know we broadcast on a Monday. It's free. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, we just broadcast to our elite community, people who I'm working very, very closely with. And if you want to take advantage of that or find out about it, click on the link in my bio on Instagram or click on the link in this Facebook post and see what life coaching can really do for you, but just not everyday life coaching with me, a world-class life coach. Don't judge me on what I've done. If you want, you can, but judge me on what I'm going to do, which is transform thousands and millions of people's lives all over the world. That's just what we're going to do. But also access to a community of like-minded people just like you who are in search of achieving the great life, losing weight, getting healthy, improving their finances, improving their relationships, growing in confidence, writing that book, whatever it is, guiding, working, and supporting them every step of the way. And also giving all of our members access to the greatest material of masterclasses in the world. As you can just see quickly here, you can see our curriculum. You can't see it. Our curriculum is that we spend time focusing on breaking habits, conquering fears, building your confidence, helping you with your health and your wellness. This is Wellness Month, and that's what we're really focusing on this month. But the difference between who we are now and who we're capable of being is our impulses, and everybody has them. And whether it's updating Facebook, whether it's just feeling compelled to eat ice cream or have an extra donut or whatever it is, or whether it's your reactions to things that you could be driving and someone doesn't let you through and you lose your temper. We all have impulses. So right now, tell us, what are some of your biggest impulses that you have? Things that you often you feel that you have absolutely no control over, because everybody has them. And I want to give you a tool that can help you on this in this process to start taking control of your impulses. Because I think what most of us know is that when we give in to our impulses, in many cases, we feel disappointed afterwards and we regret what it is that we did. Does that make sense? Is that something any of you have experienced before? You have an impulse to do, you're working on something and you have an impulse that takes you away from something. You start thinking about something. And then before you know it, your mind has moved away from what you were focusing on and you gave into the impulse. Does this make sense? It is something that probably every human being can relate to. We are looking for something from the outside world to fill something inside us. That's what we're often looking for, whether we're looking for a like, a comment, a share, whether we're looking for that sugar hit just to get that little high, whether we're looking for some form of validation from the outside world. We have impulses. And I tell you something which blew me away this morning. I'm not a reader of the Bible, but I remember at the school that I went to, and I thought it said in this prayer, something, I wrote it down this morning, lead us from temptation. But it actually says in the Lord's Prayer, lead us into temptation. And that really freaked me out. Lead us into temptation. But this is where the power really is, because I believe that if you can lead yourself into temptation, but not take advantage of the temptation, not give in to the impulse, that is where your personal power is. Let me say that again. If you can resist temptation, if you can delay gratification, that is where your true power really is. And this is, I believe it's probably the greatest power that any human being has, to think, you know what, I can have that, but not have it. Because the amount of energy, this is what they call in Alcoholics Anonymous, NA, Narcotics Anonymous, is what they call white knuckling. Right? White knuckling is where you try to resist. You say, no, I'm not going to have it. How many of you can relate to this? In your life, you've gone, all right, you know what? I really fancy that donut. No, don't have it. Yeah, but I really fancy it. No, don't have it. No, come on, let's have that donut. No, don't have it. You know, come on. And maybe you win. You white knuckle it out and you win through power. But your power is your willpower that is drained from that battle that you will lose. You will give in to temptation. You know it's happened before and you know it's going to happen again. But it's, again, one of the things which most people just don't really talk about. But this is the thing, and this is what I want all of you to start to understand, that when we say things like this, it's one of the most dangerous things that a human being can say, is we say, one more won't hurt. Have you ever heard that expression? Oh, it will only take a minute. Oh, I'll just come back to that. When we say one more won't hurt, that one more donut, for example, it might not hurt in that moment. But what I'm asking all of you to do as we go on this journey of exploration, because that's what coaching is. There's no quick fixes, even though the tool I'm going to start to share a little bit more on, and we're going to go through this in much more detail all of this week, is about learning how to understand that this powerful force that exists within every single one of us. But when we give in to temptation and when we see the pattern, that's what we want to do. We want to see the pattern. Look at my pattern. Oh, just one more won't hurt. One more won't hurt. Oh, just one more cigarette. You know, just one more. And then we see a pattern and the pattern emerges. And a lot of people don't want to hear this. And you might not want to hear this, but I'm going to say it anyway. When you give in to temptation over and over and over and over again, you are killing your future. You're killing your future. But maybe you don't see yourself having a future. But how many of you, let's be totally honest, let's be upfront here, who has hopes and dreams and ambitions that they want to fulfill? Do any of you have that? Do any of you that are listening to this right here, right now, go, you know what, Pete? Yeah. I've got hopes. I've got dreams. I've got ambitions. This is something I want to do. Let's share that right here, right now. I'd love to know from any of you that are watching, from the 110 people that are watching this right now on Facebook, all of you, how many of you have hopes and dreams and ambitions, and what are they? Tell us. We would love to know. Is it writing a book? Is it, I don't know what it is. Is it starting a new business? Is it becoming a better a better husband or a better wife or being a great dad, being a great mom? What is it for you that's wildly important to you? Your hopes, your dreams, and your ambitions. Because if you want something enough, you got to wake up and realize that it's your impulses, that you're impulsively moving away because you're looking, let's be honest again, you're looking for the outside world to give you something that never really gives you what you really, really, really need. And I'm going to say this, it's big, it's powerful. It's big and powerful for saying this on a Monday morning. But what do you and me and everyone here have in common? You know what we all have in common? We all have a void. We all have this void inside us. I've been doing this work for 30 years, and there's some people who don't, but they're very small people. They're called children, babies. They don't have we had a baby here yesterday. They don't have a void, but they will. They will, because the world just makes us create one that we're not quite good enough. We've got to try and fit in. We've got to be something that we're not, rather than being ourselves. And this is what I want to say. If you don't look to sort out the void from going inside, what does that mean? There is a wonderful feeling from turning something on its head. How many of you in your life have you ever turned something on its head? You have turned something around, and now you look at that thing from a fresh pair of eyes. Listen, it's okay to have a void. Everyone has them. The feeling of, I'm just not quite enough. And when we have that feeling, we don't like the feeling, especially when we feel it. So we look for things outside of ourselves to fill that void, but it never fills it up. It's like all of the rubbish that exists in the world and putting it in big holes in the ground. That's what we're doing. We're just putting rubbish in there. In many cases, we might get that momentary bit of pleasure, but I promise you, if you are listening to me and you go, you know what, Pete, I've got goals, I've got dreams, I've got ambitions. Well, let's go to work. Let's make that happen. Remember, a role of a coach is quite simple. It's to take you from where you are to where you want to be. I'm not a psychotherapist. My brother is. And some people, they want to look into their past, and it's useful for them to do it. But if you're the sort of person that's going, you know what, this is who I am, this is what I want. I'm not perfect. This is what I want. What is stopping me? What stopped me in the past from losing weight? What stopped me from actually writing that book? What has stopped me from fulfilling the hopes and the dreams? It's your impulses. And if you don't know how powerful this really is, think of this. How many of you were once a child or have had children? Do you remember this? When a child doesn't get what they want, they have an impulse, they want something so much, and you say no. And then it's like they feel that they're going to die. They are shouting, they are screaming, because they think they need that. They need that, whatever it is, outside of themselves to make them feel whole. And of course, they get it in some cases they don't. But then the pattern then repeats itself. And for many of us, we then end up wanting more of it. That's what happens with drug addicts. That's what happens with alcoholics. That's what happens with sugarholics. You know, that little bit that you had. Remember, as a child, you'd have a little bit and put it away, and then you want more, and then you want more, because it's never enough. God, this is so powerful, isn't it? For a Monday morning. But you need to hear this information, because what we can start to do, and if you want to do this now, if you're not driving or operating machinery, take a moment. If you can do this, think of something that you have an impulse for. It doesn't have to be the biggest thing. I'm going to, I'm not going to say that, but because anyway, let me think of something else. Ice cream. Now, for me, ice cream is a big thing. Now, if I take a moment, everyone think of something they have an impulse for. Everyone got one? If you want to share it, it's fine. Everybody has it. Okay, for me, so let's take a deep breath. I close my eyes and I take a moment to think of ice cream. And I think of myself eating it. What I want to do is I want to feel that impulse. I want to allow myself to feel it, right? It's just an impulse. I've got to have it. I've got to have it. Have you ever had that before? I've got to have it. I've got to have it. And I think I'm allowing myself to experience that feeling of wanting something. I want to feel it really intensely. And then what I'm going to do, and I'm asking you to do, is to imagine that just knowing you can't have it, that there's now a wall that you cannot penetrate. And the other side of the thing is the thing that you want, and you just cannot have it. So what I'd like you to do is to let the feeling go for a minute. let the feeling go for a minute. Just let it go and go inside. And go inside, and this sounds silly to some of you maybe, but imagine you could see the void that you're thinking that ice cream is going to fill up. Now, a lot of people, when they think of that void, they think of it's like a big black mass. But inside that black mass is where your power comes from. And out of that black mass, your power, and this is what I ask you to think about, is to think about something coming out of that, which is far more powerful than the thing that you want. Your ability to overcome something that is difficult. We should never judge people on what they achieve. If we're going to judge them or, look at what they've achieved, look at what they had to overcome to achieve. And this is what we'll work at all of this week for our elite members. We're going to really work at how to transform the thing inside you, that void, and let the power, let the sun, like a red sun, a red power come out of that, up here and out here, that conquers everything, because that is where your power is. That is what we call personal transformation. And maybe some of you can actually feel this. It's not the easiest thing to do, or maybe it is with practice. So today, tomorrow, the next day, become more aware than you ever have in your entire life of your impulses. Whether it's seeing how many likes you have on Instagram or Facebook, whether it's seeing how many times you think about something like eating that chocolate and not eating it, and then battling until eventually maybe you lose, but eventually you will, maybe you'll win, maybe you'll lose, but eventually you will be the loser because you're looking for something out there to make your life better. That's what the whole world is asking us to do. And maybe in the Lord's Prayer, lead us into temptation. I love that. And I'm taking it from the point of lead me into temptation so I can show you what I've got. Show me your power. Show me the capabilities. And I say show me, I'm asking you to show you. And let me finally, if I can find a pen here, let me show you what My 365 is really all about. My 365, M-I, it is about this. It's about inner mastery. That's what this is, my friends. Inner mastery, M-I. And out of you, this is what comes. Something that is bigger than you, something that you're working towards, something that has meaning and has impact on your life, something you aspire to do. We all know it. It's within you. It's there. Now, does anyone have any questions? Because this is so powerful. And I normally wouldn't share this just in a broadcast because for some people, it's like, well, what am I supposed to do with this? Well, just become aware of it first. You can give into your impulses, but if you give into them, you're giving into something. So there's a winner and a loser. What we want to do is help you transform that power, that energy, because it is a lot of energy when you feel impulsed to have something. So I really hope this makes sense to all of you. I am here to really help you overcome that power struggle. I'm really here to help you use that energy and take it to another level. So you don't have to look for the outside world. You can always look within. That's where true happiness really comes. And you can fill up that empty space so it's no longer an empty space anymore. And you show the world what you're truly capable of. You see, one of the differences between me and you is just how much I believe in you. I appreciate all of you showing up today. And if any of you are remotely interested in allowing yourself to be coached and support over an extended period of time, then let My 365 Elite help you. In fact, for any of our members here, perhaps you could just give some comments and tell people that are watching this maybe for the first time, I've been watching from afar and asking, what is this whole thing about? Why is this person showing up here every single day? I'm showing up here every single day because I believe in you. I know what you're capable of. I know you have capabilities. I know you have hopes and dreams, and those hopes and dreams will just be abstract unless you go to work and recognize you do need coaching. You need coaching, and you need to be around like-minded people who are also aspiring to do great things, to bring their best self to the world and have access to the greatest material that I've ever put together. You can all become a My365 Elite member. We have a £1 trial for 7 days. Come and work with me for 7 days, just for the next 7 days, and see what difference that makes to your life. And this is what we're working on at the moment, which I believe is so exciting. Let me just bring this in so you guys can see this. I'm happy to take some questions this morning because I appreciate this is, this is big, right? This is big stuff. This is what you get when you become, I believe this is the best opportunity in your whole life to get coached by me and have access to this incredible information. This is our members area that you get access to. And this is what we're doing. This is why this is so unique, because we take master classes, and this is the one that we're currently working on, Wellness 365. This content is available to you on your phone, anywhere. And we take this content, and every day we just bring it to life. So in 4 weeks, your health and your wellness will be so much more improved. Next month, we're looking at mindfulness. Can you imagine how much more powerful that month is going to be once we start to get our heads around controlling our impulses? And this is what this is all about. Just remember, this is a trial ground. This is, I want everyone to go around with a big learner sticker on because we're all learning. I appreciate some of you have been asking questions, but I've not been able to see. Thank you, Jill. Great broadcast. Anyone thinking about joining Elite, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. This has really helped me this morning. Just be aware of if your impulses are sugar related, that sugar is actually pretty addictive. And we need to not to be hard on ourselves about it, because if you're going to cut sugar out of your diet, it could be quite tough. But it's definitely worth it. What an amazing year of content, My365 to look forward to. Absolutely. This is real. This is so real. And you're looking at someone who's been working on helping people like you for a long time. And I believe the best is yet to come. Thank you for all your comments. I really appreciate it. Does anyone have any questions? Powerful information. Who's been a bit blown away by this whole thing of understanding, wow, yeah, it is my impulses. And I am looking for validation. I am looking for something outside the outside world to fill me. And I don't want to do that. I want to feel fulfillment regardless of the actions that I take. Great start to the new year. Thank you very much. We're off to a flying start. So everyone, today, Mondays are always a great day. Just become aware. What's your biggest impulses and write them down. Maybe share them in the group. 7 days to do. Yeah, thank you very much. So what you get for a £1 for 7 days, you have access to the material. You'll get coaching every day for the next 5 days. And you'll have access to this incredible group of people who are fired up just like I am to help you achieve an amazing life. Thank you for being here. I know no one's asking me any questions, so I'm looking forward to working with you this week. And anyone that wants to come and join us this week, let's do it. Not now, but right now. Click on the link in my bio. Click on the link in this Facebook post. Have a great day. Thank you for being here. We'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. Let's make it a